Nice.
During the month of December, you want to hit every topic while it's hot and not be delayed by things like YouTube's monetization process. If you're someone like me that doesn't get the views, you kinda want it done sooner so you don't miss updates to things that unfold when you've waited for a video to be approved. Twice in a row now, when talking about the Twitch thoughts, I have had this problem, and twice we've gotten a green light. If you see this YouTube, you've approved the last two, can you just grant me one Meggy Moistmas treat wish whatever and simply approve the video because there's no bloody nudity and this is not a contentious subject. This is another update to Twitch's terms of service concerning the thoughts. Thank you. In case it wasn't obvious enough, I was not best impressed, and yes, I did tweet about this because I have every right to be annoyed. Annoyed that during this month, yes, you're going to get an influx of extra content that'll be flagged by your system. Still waiting for this week at Twitter to get approved because I feature someone who's absolutely haram on the internet, but has recently been allowed back onto Twitter. Just before the last video came out, Morgpie was unbanned after 3 days, 2 minutes and 53 seconds, which many can argue to be a good thing for the platform of Twitch, who had made changes to their terms of service to allow certain types of undress or implied undress and sexual behaviors, including dance moves like the twerk. This was a warning sign. Many people, myself included, had said if you do that, the floodgates will be opened and it will then become only Twitch. Yeah, just replace Twitch with fans, fupa, fibro, whatever word you want to put there, only Twitch. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Twitch Hub Lite. For those who are simply not good enough to become a mainstream megastar on the other hub or other sites like that. Twitch's new terms of service allowed those who were of the more chestically gifted, let's call it that, let's say it's a gift and not a curse, to look at or to experience. It led to a number of videos doing their rounds of people using sticker emoji effects, and it would then, when they click on the screen, apply a hammer to smack a part of that person. Anyone want to guess where that was smacking? I'll give you a hint. Honka honka, right? The inner misogynist in me desperately wants to make some really crass jokes, but I actually want to get monetized. I don't want to lose my monetization over a boob joke. From what I've been told reliably so, jokes are also on this platform haram. So would anyone like to guess how many days it took for Twitch to realize the error of their ways and do exactly what they were told to do, and that was hold firm with their terms of service, apply it correctly and not follow the money so desperately? If you guess less than 72 hours, you would be correct. Congratulations. 10 points to your respective Hogwarts thought house. Whether that be Huffle blow the stuff, slipping in, grab the back door, or Ravenbore. So courtesy of Dexter2 on Twitter, they posted the community post from Twitch. Quote, upon reflection, we have decided we went too far with this change, with them deciding in that blog to roll back their recent artistic nudity policy changes. Over on Twitter, Twitch had posted, we've gotten feedback that our policies around sexual content are unclear, so we've drawn clear boundaries between what is and isn't permitted on Twitch. We also recognise that not everyone wants to see certain content, so we're updating our criteria for homepage recommendations. Now when it comes to homepage recommendations, I'm okay with that. It's about damn time they started to promote people and content for genres that the users want to watch, as opposed to the cookie cutter crap I get on mine, for example. I want to watch gaming, yet my homepage is filled with people just ripping off TikTok videos and doing reactions. I don't watch reaction content, so get it off my screen. We're making some additional changes to our sexual content policy. We realise that our earlier update caused confusion and appreciate all the feedback we've received. Interesting. So I'm going to go through the changes, the reverting I guess, but this is the thing. Caused confusion. No, you open the floodgate and turn Twitch into a strip club. That's what you turned it into. There are some grey areas that do need clarification. Those that do drawing, for example, body paint. But you went and took the side of the thoughts because they were bringing in tens of thousands of viewers, tens of thousands of dollars per stream. That's what you did. You opened a floodgate, and when you did it, you got clarted by the court of public opinion. You see, the more you F around, the more you get clarted by the court of public opinion. The more you get clarted by the court of public opinion, yes, it is indicative that you've been effing around a bit too much. And Twitch, you don't communicate with us streamers. And yes, I do stream on Twitch, streaming there later today if this goes out on Saturday. If it goes out on a different day, don't worry, all but Sunday. The point should stand, you do not communicate with the creators. None of them. Only the vaunted few, the dauntless, those you consider to be your bestest. And they're the laziest as well. They really are, and you know it. Much like on YouTube, where they like to champion the idea of hard work paying off, you actually find the lowest common denominator is the most successful, excluding a few select individuals. If you look at communities, you'll find reaction content is one of the most popular. Mr. Beast is a bit of a rare anomaly. So let's go to the policy update. On Wednesday, we updated our sexual content policy. Our primary goal in making these updates was to make our guidelines easier to understand and enforce. Yes, they were very easy to understand actually. Everything but full-blown actual nudity of the individual was okay. Part of this update included changes to how we treated fictionalized nudity. For years, through user voice and in conversations, we heard from artists that our content policies were limiting. In making this update, we were trying to be responsive to these requests and allowing the thriving artist community on Twitch to utilize the human form in their art. First, we want to make clear that some streamers, in response to this update, created content that was in violation to our new policy. We've worked quickly to remove that content and issued channel enforcements. Yes, your temporary suspensions, until they put on enough clothing to prove they're actually wearing something, as opposed to the alleged very low cut boob tubes. So that Twitch, of course, know that those droopy hammers are actually put away somewhat safely. However, there was also a great deal of new content that was allowed under the updated policy. Yes, the new meta that I'm talking about. Much of the content created has been met with community concern. Yes, because it was close to, if not actually, adult. These are concerns we share. Doubt. Upon reflection, we have decided that we went too far with this change. Digital depictions of nudity present a unique challenge. AI can be used to create realistic images, and it can be hard to distinguish between digital art and photography. So, effective today, we are rolling back the artistic nudity changes. Moving forward, depictions of real or fictional nudity won't be allowed on Twitch regardless of the medium. This restriction does not apply to mature-rated games. You can find emote-specific standards for nudity and sexual content in the emote guidelines. We aren't making other changes to the updated sexual content policy. We are in the process of pushing our updates to our community guidelines that reflect this change. It will take a few days for both this blog and for the new community guidelines to be translated. While I wish we would have predicted this outcome, part of our job is to make adjustments that serve the community. I apologize for the confusion that this update has caused. Okay, so you should have known when the community was already telling you the moment it happened. We were telling you, but you didn't listen until 3 days later? Bitch, don't try me. You do not listen to the creators until enough voices are given credence, until enough voices make it quite clear this is what's going to happen. You think yourselves above it, and arrogance enough to think that you can just get away with this kind of crap. So to some responses on Twitter, Muta, no way, you couldn't have seen this coming, Lamau. A retweet of Zach Bussey, Twitch is rolling back changes to the content policy. Chris the Failed Narc, this has to be a new record for Twitch rolling back a new rule. The VTubers and Twitch thoughts are molding. Oh, you know they are. Well, some of them. Others were smirked. They invested in property because they want to own more land than Bill Gates. Hannah, love how they made a big thread just for this to happen. Couldn't agree more. A retweet of Marina, who is a VTuber. Marina had put out a rather lengthy tweet thread of 11 tweets. This individual, though, did turn off replies, and it's because they got a lot of blowback, because it turns out on their stream they've been bragging about their numbers and banning people who are trying to warn them about what they were doing. If you are interested in reading that Twitter thread, to understand their argument when it comes to inappropriate attire, terms of service, sexual theme requirements, and other related labels, and the confusion they experienced when others doing similar stuff did not get into trouble with Twitch, I'll link it down below. Dexer2. Dr. Disrespect believes that Amazon could cut off Twitch after the recent artistic nudity policy drama. I'd often thought that much like Google and YouTube, Twitch didn't make Amazon much in the way of money, yet it does manage to court a lot of controversy which could harm the brand of Amazon, and by extension with Google, YouTube could harm Google that way as well. So at some point, it seems inevitable that they will do that. I'll play that clip now for those who are interested.
I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon cuts Twitch. Like they finally say, you know what? Let's get rid of these guys, man. First off, they're a money pit. They've always been a money pit, right? And there's just too much risk. Like, boom, cut off ties, cut off, I don't know how.
As far as I'm concerned, Twitch should have never changed the rule to begin with. The fact they did came from a position of, I know better than all of you, rather than simply engage with the community and get their feedback. If they'd simply asked the creators and got feedback from them and got it from the community as well, you might have gotten an answer you could have worked with. But I'll be honest, when it comes to this area of your terms of service, you're always going to have very divisive lines on it. It could be a political thing, I guess. I don't personally believe that the content that those thoughts were putting on the platform was appropriate in the slightest, and that your original terms of service should have stood. If they tried that on YouTube, they would have been yeeted. And I'm sure there are some that do it on YouTube anyway. You can be certain there are some that do it on TikTok as well. No doubt raising money for Hamas, because that's where they do it. They're smart like that.